Hello folks and welcome to this, a very special edition of
Swagger's career mode. So hi guys, this is SwaggerTurbo and welcome back to the channel. We are back with a brand new series. So basically I got the F122 game obviously, and I'm going to be starting the My Team career mode, and we're going to be choosing the newcomer so that we start off as a new team and from scratch try and get to the world championship, obviously the world driver championship, as well as the team championship. So we're gonna try, and the series is gonna go on probably bi-weekly, and we're gonna try and get as many wins as we can. Obviously starting is gonna be a bit slow, but the main goal is to try and win the WTC as well as the constructors championship. But yeah, for the maps we have Bahrain, Australia, Imola, Miami, Azerbaijan, Canada, which I'm actually pretty hyped for. Great Britain, I don't really know. It might be pretty decent. Austria, France, Belgium. Again, have a lot of hope from Belgium. We have Netherlands, Italy. I just hope the sausage curve doesn't kill us in Italy. Obviously, we have Singapore as well. Did the IFR League race like a few weeks back. We got Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi as the final race of the first season at least. I'm not gonna go for the 22 season race because I feel like that's a bit too long. So we're gonna keep it at 16. As you can see, the SS right now it's like the basic one which I normally run. Qualifying is gonna be one shot, and the session length is gonna be 50% race. So it's gonna be a longer race, and I just hope you guys enjoy that. So getting into the simulation settings right now, the AI difficulty, I want to keep it at 79, and if it's too easy, I'll obviously bump it up, but I'm not gonna go down from 79. I feel like 79 is a pretty decent, place to be in, because it's not like too fast. Obviously, the AI are super quick, in F122. I've seen that all over the place. But yeah, simulation damage as well. Gonna try and get into rules and regulations right now. Everything immersive. Obviously, we're gonna have formation lap for at least the first season, and then we'll see what to do next. All this is gonna be basic. The resources part, I'm gonna keep reduced for my acclaim, for the player acclaim, and increased for the AI, so that it's a bit tougher and bit harder for myself. And as for fault frequencies, I'm going to keep it on standard and high. But this I was thinking about quite a lot while doing this as well. The team acclaim rate, I'm going to keep it on default rather than reduce, because otherwise getting a good, you know, let's say getting a good driver to our team is probably going to be a bit hard. So for now, I'm going to select the team icons as well, and let's just start this whole career mode. Obviously going to be, speeding through all this. Obviously, I did the whole, avatar selection and everything. I was looking for something which looked Indian, like, a character which looked Indian, and this was perfect. And it was the most, Indianish looking character. Name myself SwaggerTurbo as usual, and with the audio name, I saw Kumar, and we even have Singh right now, which is crazy because we have two Indian names, which is kind of decent. I'm gonna choose 13, obvious reasons. My favorite number. I know, a lot of people say it's unlucky, blah blah blah, whatever, but yeah, that's gonna be our number, the driver number. And because Maldonado had it earlier and how he's retired, we can get it every single time. As for the team and the team colors, you can get a slight hint as of now that what kind of colors I'm going for is going to be a cherry red with white and black pretty much. And now let's get into the whole naming our team and selecting our engines. I wanted to name our team, some meme name. Basically, let's say for example Alpha Tori becomes Alpha Tapri, something like that. So that obviously Beaver already has that. So what I wanted to do was name our team Scuderia Supari. So basically Scuderia, but like a scooter because of the crazy bad strategies that these guys have. So yeah, the team name is gonna be Scooteria Supari. That's the most Indian name I could have come up with. So that's gonna be the at least the first season's team name is gonna be Scuteria Supari. I hope you guys like it. Let me know in the comment, what you guys think about the whole team name. And after the latest patch, we have Renault at the bottom, obviously. We got Red Bull powertrains and Ferrari pretty close. I chose Ferrari because I feel like, we are completely red. We have Scuderia rather than Scuderia, so I went with red. Ferrari is red, so yeah, I just put two and two together. And for our second driver, obviously we have Oscar Piastri, 1 mil though. I actually want to try and get Liam Lawson here because he's 68 rating, who's actually already better than Piastri. Obviously, I went and checked if we have Jehan Darwala. I'm gonna try and secure him in the next season for season 2. It's gonna be a completely Indian lineup, hopefully. But for now, we have to settle for Liam Lawson, unfortunately. But yeah, let's confirm this and let's go and make a livery. But you guys really thought I'm gonna show you the livery instantly, huh? Hell no. Right now, you guys have to wait more around like 2 or 3 minutes to see the whole car. We have the team colors ready, black, red, and white. I feel like the overalls look very decent with the whole, this theme of white and black, the red in middle. So yeah, here we go. We are close to our livery reveal. Enjoy this.
Let's see the unveiling of the team's car and meet the owner of the brand new Formula One team.
And there you have it, the red and chrome colored car. Obviously, the chrome looks insanely good. It gives me the old McLaren vibes when, Vodafone was the sponsor. But yeah, I really like the whole concept of having chrome, a little bit of, chrome on the sides and red in the middle because obviously love red. This is me basically just, going through the whole color schemes, trying to, figure out what would look best. And this is the color scheme I came up with. Obviously, season 2 will have a completely different color scheme. I can tell you guys that much. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys like this. We are in the hub now, and before I do anything else, let me just quickly put on some activities for the whole week. And obviously, we can go with driver training camp. And I think I should be going for pre-season merchandise sales, mainly because we get extra 500k, and right now we need all the money we get because we need to try and upgrade every single one of our facilities. And before wasting any more time, let's go straight down to Jehan Darwala over here. There we go, finally found him. We're gonna put him on the watch list as of now, and his stats are actually pretty decent even now. His pace is decent, awarenesses are pretty weak, but those things we can work on, so it's all good. On the R&D chart right now, we are literally in the bottom 3. We are super close to Haas and AlphaTauri though, so I'm gonna try and put on okay, not this. We're gonna try and put on maybe a aero upgrade so that it goes through for Bahrain. And we're probably gonna go with front nose. Both are the same, finish before Bahrain as well. So we just gotta put one of these and just hope like hell it does not fail. Because my luck with all these are pretty bad. So let's advance, go to 7th, and now we're gonna stop it here. And I'm gonna try and put one more thing on upgrade because I wanna try and get as much advantage as I can compared to the people around us. So let's try and see what I can put on. Obviously, I can put on the over wheel. Otherwise, I can even put the rear flow, which I think would give us more, opportunities to upgrade later on. So we're gonna go for this, and obviously we have to do a lot of things right now, a lot of upgrades to try and get even competitive and get into the points. So let's hope that we get more resource points by the end of the practice at least. And let's see if I can upgrade any of these over here because chassis I don't think we can. Oh, the personal spec we actually can upgrade, and I'm actually thinking about upgrading the pit equipment so that we actually get better pits because I don't want to lose out in the pits. Again, but everything else is pretty much very costly. Gonna go with the pit equipment, and here we go. Let's give us.
Major issue on the production line earlier this week. So
the one time I wanted this to go green and maybe get a slight advantage over Haas and AlphaTauri. It's failed. Well, it's what it is. Can't help it. Let's get into the race weekend and let's see what we can do. This was my cue to tell you guys that I won't be showing you the whole practice programs and bore you with it and skip directly to quali. And after I finished the quali, actually mid quali, is when I realized that the resolution in which I was recording my quali was completely wrong. I don't know how this happened, but this is what came out after the whole, recording. It was a 3-minute recording which I did for quali. Thankfully, I saw it before I went into the race and didn't make a hash of this whole series. So yeah, as you can see, this is the setup and we're going to use this. I'm going to show where we ended up in the one-shot quali again. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the race day action.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Perez, George Russell and Hamilton, Bottas, Norris, Ricciardo and Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Gasly, Kumar and Mick Schumacher, Ocon, Tsunoda, Liam Lawson and Guan Yu Zhou, Stroll, Vettel, Albon and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing.
Well, yes, we qualified P13, which I was pretty happy with because I wasn't expecting to be even close to, P15 with the car we have, but the pace was there. The pace was pretty good. And DM Lawson, our teammate, obviously, was, I think, 17th, which is not too bad either. I'm gonna underfuel the car slightly, not underfuel it, but just, go to maybe plus 1 lap of fuel. And we have the first ever formation lap. Obviously we have 70-degree tires which are going to be super cold, and if I don't warm up these tires properly, oh boy, it's going to be a horrible first lap. So we're going to try and warm these tires up and get on the grid with nice warm 80-degree tires. Getting on the grid now, this is obviously the first time I'm going to be lining up on the grid. Gonna try it for purple, but completely mess it up. That was unfortunate, very sad. I was trying to, get it on purple, but yeah, it is what it is. We are pretty far back in our grid slot, but let's try, head down. The 5 red lights are coming on right now. Let's try and salvage points. It's lights out and away we go. We have a pretty okay start. It's not that great because Mick Schumacher has already overtaken us. I'm gonna try and go down the inside of at least a few cars over here. It's a very hectic start. We do manage to go down the inside of Ocon here, but we are still side by side. We have to give him as much space as possible, and somehow, without making any contact with the Gasly, we have come up to P12. We have already gained a position over here, which is pretty decent. Going side by side with Alonso now, he's going super slow because of Bottas. There's a few pieces of carbon fiber flying here and there. I have to slow down over there because I didn't want to get into this mess which is going on in front. But we are now under pressure from Schumacher, going down the inside of Gasly as well as Bottas over here. Somehow that move stuck and we are in P11 right now. But Bottas is trying to push us wide over here, and this curb is very deadly. And we get an exceeded track limit warning. We were pushed wide slightly by Bottas, but it's our mistake as well. We're going to try and keep it in front of Schumacher at least and go a bit closer to Gasly, but Schumacher has crazy amount of speed here. Goes down the inside, we have slight bit of contact. Thankfully, I don't think both of us took any damage. Schumacher and Ocon as well as Lawson, our teammate, are 3 wide going up, but somehow everything is getting into place now. We can chill a bit. It's only the first lap and there's so much going on just in the first lap. We have maintained P13 somehow, and I have no idea how this even happened. We are not the fastest car at the moment. We are somewhere within, I think, 9th or 10th in the R&D department, and the only 2 teams which are under us right now are Aston Martin and Williams, obviously. So it's really close between AlphaTauri, us, and I think it is Alpine, if I'm not wrong. I could be completely wrong, but we will see that after this race. A few corners later, we see that Sainz is going super slow. He's very slow. We are right behind Gasly now. We have caught up to him because Sainz is going slow. And unfortunately, it's a engine blowout for Sainz. The real life bad luck that Sainz has right now is continuing in our career mode as well. Carlos Sainz is out of the session. I thought he was just slowing down because of some engine issue, and the engine is completely gone. There's only one Ferrari left in this race, and that's Leclerc. And like the real life race, if Red Bull DNF with both the cars, we might just get points over here. Cutting to the end of lap 4 now, we have DRS, but the AI is so quick on the straights. We are trying our best to save a little bit of ERS as well while trying to get close to these guys, but they are so quick on the straights that in the main straight I just lose like 3 or 4 tenths, and because of that we lose DRS on this straight and this section. But somehow we still have slight bit of pace on this part of the track. We do gain slightly, but it is gonna be super hard to try and get into points because my god, these guys are in a proper DRS train and they are so quick on the straights. So trying to get close to these guys is gonna be super hard. So we just gotta head down, put in consistent laps, make sure we don't spin out or hit into someone and ruin our whole race by making an extra pit. But as of now, we just have to try and focus on the race and not make a mistake. And talking about mistakes, it's lap 5 right now and we are on board with Stroll. And as you can see in the front, Albon just spins out of nowhere. He's taking the turn normally and then suddenly just does a 360, goes to the side, and this just shows that the AI can still make mistakes, and this wasn't there in F1 2021, so it's like completely new, which I actually kind of like. The fact that you can also make mistakes as well as the AI. But yeah, focusing on the game right now, Ocon has crazy amount of overspeed on us on the straight. We're gonna go around the outside, give him as much space as possible and try and keep this position, and we do. We do have the position even now. This is getting interesting and very hectic for me because trying to stay in front of Ocon, who is way faster than me on a straight, I literally have to use all my ERS here, make sure that I'm not giving him any slipstream, and just try and get closer to Gasly. But Gasly is already long gone. We have a 2-second gap to Gasly. All I have to do is try and come at least 11th till the time, maybe hope for a safety car or something to, salvage this race, because right now it's not looking good for us. Ocon is super quick on the main straight, catches us by around 4 or 5 tenths at least just on the straights. So to try and keep him behind us, we're using a lot of ERS, and it's actually gonna hurt us during the end game because we won't have any ERS left to try and defend from other cars. And talking about other cars, we have an onboard from Tsunoda. Ocon and Schumacher in front go wide slightly and he just spins it in this downhill section of the track. He just goes on the curb and completely spins it. We have to make sure that we don't go close to that curb because I've seen a lot of cars just spinning out on that particular curb, and there'll be a lot of replays that you guys will also see on that exact corner and the AI just losing it in the entry of that downhill corner. And talking about losing it, we have Vettel in the very next lap going just perfectly fine and suddenly just drops the car. He just does a full-on 360 and stops it on the side of the road. I mean, we get it, you're gonna retire after the season, but at least try, Vettel, come on. It's like, that is such a weird place to lose the back end. He was just going normally into the turn and just throttles completely and goes for a full-on 360 spin. And this is what I was talking about earlier as well. The AI is making a lot of silly mistakes, and I feel like that's actually helping us out slightly because there are a lot of cars up front as well who are making mistake and we are gaining slightly, and again they have their OP straight line speed and just recover all that lost time back in one straight. Cutting to lap 13 now. Yeah, it's been a pretty dead race, especially for me because there wasn't much happening near me because Gasly was way up front and Ocon was behind us, and we were just able to maintain that 1.2 second gap throughout the whole race. But yeah, getting into the pits, we get a optimal entry, but for some reason, this is a complete disaster class by our team. The pit crew, I don't know what they were doing. It's a 5.3 second pit stop, and I'm actually thinking about upgrading the pit equipment so that we actually get, better pits. It was supposed to be a 2.2, it was optimal entry as well, and the front right just didn't go in properly. And because of that, we have lost out to Schumacher coming out of the pits. Schumacher is extremely slow getting out of the pits as well. Obviously, both of us have cold, hard tires. It's going to take at least a lap for us, at least, to get the tires to the proper temperature. But my god, that was literally us hiring the Ferrari pit strategy as our pit crew. They made a complete blunder of it, and because of that, we have lost out to Schumacher, who was around 2 seconds behind us. And Vettel is right up our tail now. He has somehow, even after the spin, goes onto the hards. We are on super cold tires right now, and he's super close, trying to put in a lot of pressure on us. As you can see on screen, on the MFD, it's still not the perfect condition for our tires. They're not completely charged up, so we can't really pull away from Vettel. And talking about pulling away, Vettel is actually going to pull away from us. He's super quick on the straight. As I was saying earlier, all the AI are just extremely quick on every single straight, and now we gotta try and get back to Vettel. We didn't really just lose 2 seconds to Schumacher, but we even lost out to Vettel, who was far away from us, and even after a spin has caught up to us. This just shows that the 79% AI is actually perfect for me, because these guys are super quick on the straights, but in the corners I do gain slightly, which is basically, kind of pointless for me, because at the end of the day, we are losing so much time on the straights. Even with DRS, we are not able to catch up to Vettel that much. We gotta go down the inside though, try and squeeze Vettel a little bit. That was a very clean move. Vettel gave us the space. Thank God for that. He did not close the door on us, which is huge. And now we can try and get close to Schumacher. And on board, we have his teammate, Magnussen. Magnussen and Gasly, I think, are going side by side. Gasly pushes Magnussen slightly off the track onto the curb, and obviously that's a deadly curb. I've talked about this earlier as well. That curb, as soon as you touch it, you just go into a spin. This has helped us get closer to Schumacher though. We have Ocon in sights as well. We are super close to the P10, the 1 point that we really would love to have in the first race of the season as a performance booster and a morale booster. But right now, if you're talking about just pace and the cars that are there in front and behind us, if you see on the top left of your screen, Hamilton is behind us. He had an early pit stop because of front wing damage. Obviously, we are going on simulation damage, so he might have clipped someone and is right behind us now. Vettel goes into the pits. Hamilton 3.2 seconds behind us, and this is going to get extremely hard for us to try and get a point because we have Hamilton behind us. So pretty much we have to overtake Schumacher as well as Ocon to try and get a point, because it is pretty inevitable that Hamilton is going to overtake all three of us. With the kind of pace he has, he will 100% overtake us by maybe 7 or 8 laps, and we still have around 12 laps left. And because that thing is going on in my head that we have Hamilton behind, who is super quick and is catching us by around 2/10 per lap minimum, we are making a few mistakes here and there. Schumacher and Ocon are super close to each other. We do get DRS this time around, and we're gonna try and get at least Schumacher so that we have one car between us and Hamilton is already 2.4 seconds behind us. Just this lap, the first 2 sectors, Hamilton has gained over 6/10 on us. This is crazy. I want to obviously try and get our first points for the season in the first race ever, but oh boy, we have to work hard to try and get even a single point here, because the max I can get otherwise is maybe a P11. because Hamilton overtakes us. We have more speed than Schumacher because we have caught up to him. So this is going to get really, really exciting. Towards the end of this race, I'm guessing around the last 4 to 5 laps are going to be extremely hectic for us, especially to get even a single point in this World Driver Championship as well as the Constructors Championship. Skipping to lap 20 now, we are super close, much closer than before at least, to Schumacher with the help of ERS and DRS. We go slightly wide, but that actually helps us because we have a run on Schumacher. I had to cut the corner here because otherwise I would have gone into the back of Schumacher. Schumacher gets a very bad exit. We're gonna let him stay in front though. He is going extremely defensive, so we go around the outside, putting it down to the second gear, trying to rev the car around the outside, and what a move that is. This is exactly what I was looking for, but he's trying to keep his nose in. Somehow, we are in front and make the move. We are in P10 right now. This could be huge for our whole career this time around, at least in the first season, because every point counts. And right now, we are nowhere even close to be scoring points. The Haas and other Alpine, obviously the Mercedes as well, are way higher compared to us on the R&D chart. So the fact that we are still in P10 is blowing my mind, but we're gonna try keep our heads down, hope like hell that Schumacher just defends like crazy so that Hamilton doesn't take away the 1 point that we are scoring right now. And Schumacher is doing just that. Hamilton tries to go down the inside. Is Schumacher gonna go for a switchback? No, Schumacher goes around the outside and makes a move stick. He just goes around the outside of the last turn and does keep the position. Right now Schumacher is in front. Hamilton does overtake him with the help of DRS probably, and he's right behind us. We are super close to Ocon though, and this is getting super heated right now because the first part of this whole race was pretty much just me chilling and putting in some quali laps. Whereas now all of a sudden we are under pressure from Hamilton, who is super quick, and we have Ocon in front who's doing an amazing job to keep the car in front. We are making slight mistakes though here and there, which is just me crumbling under pressure because this is the only chance of us actually getting a point, and Hamilton could be the person to take that chance away from us. We have to just try and put in consistent laps now and not make these silly mistakes because we have lost the DRS to Ocon. This is the worst thing that could happen to me, because if we lose the DRS to Ocon within the next 2 laps, we are going to be under extreme pressure from Hamilton, and I know for a fact that he has a faster car, way faster car, and the only reason he's in 11th right now is because of some unfortunate damage that he has got from God knows where. But yeah, we are still behind Ocon, dumping a bit of ERS just to get into the DRS range of Ocon and try and stay away from the DRS range from Hamilton, and we have actually done it. We are 8 tenths going through the direction zone. We do get DRS, and I don't think Hamilton will because he was around 1.2 seconds behind, and he can still, even with our DRS, he is able to catch us up on the straight. We go slightly deep, which is not going to help us with the exit and going onto the straight, but thankfully we got DRS still. We still have DRS and we are able to go on with this race. But oh my god, what's this? On the bottom right, a fuel mixture, we are actually on minus 0.1. We are on minus 0.01. This is actually pretty bad. We have to focus on fuel saving as well as trying to maybe overtake Ocon so that we get at least a P10. This just has gone from pretty okay to very bad. I did underfuel the car slightly, but I don't really know how the whole fuel system works in this particular game. But if you had seen in the rear view mirror, the virtual mirror that's on top, Hamilton makes a mistake and goes wide. He loses out to Schumacher as well. This is literally have gone from bad to worse to actually okay again. We still have to save a lot of fuel, gotta do a lot of lifting and coasting, but Schumacher did overtake, but Hamilton has re-overtaken him. We have a 2-second gap, and we can, I think, defend from Hamilton at least for the next 2 laps, because it's gonna take him at least around 2 to 3 laps to catch us up, and catching up is a different story, and overtaking is a completely different story, obviously. Cutting to lap 24 now, we have lost touch with Ocon because of the whole fuel saving part, but Hamilton is so close to us. He's going around the outside. We're gonna try and brake a little late over here and try and keep this position. He does go slightly wide and Schumacher is right there, and thank you so much, Schumacher. The only reason we are over here right now is because Schumacher is challenging Hamilton for that one position, and that is giving us the slight breathing room that we need. We have plus 0.04 laps of fuel right now, which is amazing, but we have already lost touch to Ocon because of the lifting and coasting that I had to do in the last few laps. Getting under pressure again in the same straight from Hamilton. He's way closer to me compared to the last time. We're gonna try and keep it around the inside again, but Hamilton has already gone. We're gonna try and brake late, but Hamilton outbrakes himself. Hamilton locks up his front wings and goes straight on, and Schumacher is again just there to help us out. If the game just keeps going on like this, we might have a chance of actually scoring a one singular point. Schumacher is in front of Hamilton right now, which is amazing news because we still have 4 laps including this one, and oh boy, things are getting extremely heated up and this is getting super sweaty. And moving on to the very next lap, lap 27, Hamilton is again all over our gearbox and we are still trying to defend from him. We're gonna take every single turn perfectly and try and just keep him behind us. We are still okay on the fuel part. We don't have to, think about fuel that much, but I'm still trying to just lift and coast slightly, but try and keep it in front of Hamilton. We are going towards the downhill section. Hamilton comes pretty close to us, goes wide and just spins. That could be a cue to actually get points in this race. This is the exact thing that happened with Hamilton. Hamilton tries to go around the outside, touches the curb, spins out, and Schumacher, also locking his tires up, goes straight into Hamilton. Let's have a replay of what exactly happened with Schumacher. He tries to correct the car, goes onto the curb, just gets stuck on that particular curb because it's a very bad curb. If you slightly even touch it, you just spin or just get stuck on that curb. And Schumacher and Hamilton, both of them are out of the session. Oh my god. The emotions I went through when this happened were crazy. Schumacher was always just next to Hamilton trying to overtake him. Hamilton was just right, behind us trying to overtake us. And Hamilton just loses the back end, spins, and Schumacher collects him because he also got stuck on that curb. That's the biggest AI mistake I've seen till now. And honestly, I'm not complaining because Lawson is right behind us. I know for a fact that he's not faster than us because we are pretty much in the same car. We might just get the first points of the season if I don't mess up. The fireworks have already started. I don't really know if this is for Charles Leclerc or if it's for us. SCUTERIA SUPARI is gonna score a single point in the World Drivers' Championship as well as the World Constructor Championship. This could actually just make or break a whole season. This is the exact kind of motivation that I needed. The first race of my team career mode, and our team as well as me, we are 10th and 11th. This basically just shows us that we are not too quick. The AI at 79 is perfect for us because we didn't go super quick compared to Liam Lawson, who is basically a rookie. And yeah, it's just like we are also a rookie right now, and I feel like this is going to be the perfect start to our season. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, because literally 1 point in the championship, all I'm asking is a 1 like from every single one of you watching. This has been crazy, and SCUTERIA SUPARI have their first ever points in Formula 1. We came 10th in the first ever race. This livery looks beautiful on the car. Do let me know what you guys think about the livery. And our teammate is driver of the day. Liam Lawson is driver of the day. Ferrari is basically, it's a bittersweet moment for them. Charles Leclerc came first. I think Verstappen second and Perez third, but Sainz could have at least got a few points if not for his engine blowout in the very first race of the season. There's going to be a lot more carnage, a lot more drama throughout the season, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel to see more parts, and let me know what you guys think about this season and what kind of things we can change, like the livery and stuff. And yeah, what a podium! The first race, amazing race, honestly speaking. I didn't really expect to be even close, as I was saying earlier. But yeah, we finally got a single point. What a way to start the season off. And there we have it. P10 and P11 for SCUTERIA SUPARI, the Indian team from India in Formula 1. That is actually pretty crazy. The thing is, we still have Schumacher, Hamilton, as well as Sainz, who could have been way above us. So this is very lucky in terms of us getting a point, because two of the fastest drivers out there, obviously Mercedes as well as Ferrari, is super quick, and the fact that we could just beat two of the drivers is crazy. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, the first episode of my team career mode, the Scuteria Supari, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Formula 1 content, and I'll see you guys in the next one in Australia. Goodbye and peace.